Hi, welcome to Round Robin. I'm Celine Guerrero with the City of Hampton, and today we're going to talk about a really fun holiday event going on at Fort Monroe, the Fort Monroe Mistletoe Homes Tour. And here to tell us more about it are Glenn Oder and Susan Lineberry of the Fort Monroe Authority. Hey, welcome guys.
Hi.
So when is the event? Let's get right into it because this is a really unique, historic event as far as what people are seeing. So Susan, go ahead and tell us about those details.
Okay, well, it is Saturday, December 9th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have several homes at Fort Monroe that will be on tour. The tickets are on sale now. You can go to our website at fmauthority.com and buy them right online. They're $20 in advance and $25 the day of the event.
Okay, and how many homes can people tour? And are they all, do they walk the tour or how is that?
Yes, this is a self-guided walking tour.
Okay.
There are docents in the homes that give details, history, etc. And we have 4 homes that are on Ingalls and inside
Okay.
the fortress. And then we have 2 resident apartments inside the Chamberlain that are on tour this year as well. So it's a total of 6 different residences that you can tour.
And who can tour? Can I take my kids? I have a 4-year-old that might grab things.
Well, we don't recommend it. We ask that anyone under 17 years old is accompanied by a
Okay.
parent. We don't allow strollers in the homes just because these are private residences and we want to respect their space. But it is open to the public who purchase tickets.
Okay.
In addition to the ticketed locations, we have some open house locations. The Casement Museum will be open that day. Also, the Chapel of the Centurion will be open and have docents. And then the Fort Monroe YMCA is inviting anyone to come in and take a look around.
So you could really do a full day at Fort Monroe. And that weekend is just full of a lot of events going on in Hampton itself. So this just adds to the fun and gives a better experience and perspective. But Glenn, I do want to ask you, who is opening up these homes? You said they're tenants, right?
Yeah, that's one of the.
So we're going into people's homes.
We are going into people's homes, but interesting enough, when you go into one of these homes, everybody in Virginia owns them because the homes are now owned by the Commonwealth of Virginia. These are the residents that are letting us do this in their home are actually tenants, and we researched other holiday home shows from Maryland to North Carolina and from the Eastern Shore to Fredericksburg, and we went to different places in Williamsburg and so forth. They're all interesting, but this one is really unique to be able to do this at Fort Monroe and Hampton in homes that actually are owned by the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Yeah, and so give me a little bit of history about these homes because they are not so much original, but they've been there a while in Fort Monroe, and they, who lived in these homes, who stayed at these homes back in the 1800s, and I want to know the history.
and that's nirvana for us at Fort Monroe, when we can entertain people, but we can also tell them about Fort Monroe's history.
Exactly.
And so we will be telling people when the houses were built. Many of them were built in the 1890s and earlier. One of them was built earlier than that. Some of them have been repurposed. One of the buildings that people will be going into was actually an inn at Fort Monroe where military officers and soldiers would have stayed if their quarters weren't ready or if they were traveling through Fort Monroe. That building has been turned into apartments. And they're really small, sort of quirky apartments as well. So this is a real opportunity for, in fact, one of the families that we're going to be showing their home, they've downsized. They wanted to live small. They didn't want all the encumbrances that come with what we collect when we're 60 years old. They've really downsized into a small 2-bedroom apartment. They love the history of the apartment. Mamie Eisenhower stayed in their unit. There's a plaque on the mantle that said that she stayed there. And they've researched that history and they've incorporated that story into the story of their home. And they've really downsized. I mean, when you go into their laundry room, which is part of their kitchen, and they have one unit that is both the washing machine and the dryer all in one unit, you begin to see you can really downsize and live very comfortably.
Definitely. So it's not, you go in, let's say, you go into family member's home, it's decorated. But this is a little bit more of an experience because there is that history tied to it, I
Yes.
think. And then these homes are just, I've seen just amazing pictures. I have not experienced it, but the pictures just look so beautiful. Can you tell me a little bit more about the decorations that people will be seeing there?
Absolutely. They really reflect the personality of the people that live there. And that's what I think is so interesting, not just the architecture. You know, we have 2 single-family homes, 3 apartments, and a duplex. So there's quite a variety of styles just in the architecture, but also the personalities of the people who live there. Glenn mentioned the couple who has downsized. We also have a resident that has quite the art collection from his life between Texas and Virginia. And it's very interesting, and I think people will really like that. The apartments in the Chamberlain and just the things you'll be able to see in the Chamberlain are terrific. Plus, they're going to have light refreshments that day, and we'll have some musical entertainment in the Casemate Museum. So there's really a lot to see.
There's a lot. It sounds like a fun day. And how long will the tour be, Glenn?
Well, you can take your time.
You could take time. Okay, that's good to know. There's a restriction.
You're not in a hurry. And the fun thing is we have so much to do at Fort Monroe now.
Right.
I mean, we have the Dead Rise restaurant, so you can go over there for lunch. We also have a coffee shop now, and they sell sandwiches and pastries as well in the old fire station. It's called Firehouse Coffees. They also do Segway tours, so if you want to, talk with them about a Segway tour, you can really have a fun day at Fort Monroe. And you can always walk into Phoebus. You know, my wife and I will walk into Phoebus sometimes, or drive to Phoebus. There's plenty of parking, and eat in some of the nice, restaurants in Phoebus. So you can make a whole day of this.
Oh, definitely.
You'll really enjoy the decorations. I mean, an opportunity for somebody to talk about, that's what my father made, and my father was, and so you'll hear lots of interesting things. You'll be very inspired, I think, to go home and look at your decorations in a very different way, and the meaning of those decorations for you as you prepare for the holidays.
Exactly. So it just sounds like you could really just spend an entire day. And I know there's always something to do every season at Fort Monroe, and I think this just, adds a little bit more to it, and then just adds to the whole uniqueness of that area itself. So,
well, in addition to the Homes Tour that day, the Hampton Roads Philharmonic Orchestra is also offering a free concert at 4 p.m. in the Fort Monroe Theater, and that really gets you in the mood for the holidays when you hear all that music.
Yes, definitely. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fun event. And go ahead and tell us again when it will be and where people can get their tickets in advance.
It's Saturday, December 9th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can get your tickets online right now at fmauthority.com. They're $20 in advance, and they are $25 the day of. To purchase tickets the day of and will call will be located in the old post office and customs house at 20 Ingalls Road. And we open the door at 10:30, and we will start giving you your wristbands, and you can start your tour.
Well, it sounds like fun. I hope to make it out there. Thank you all so much. Do you have anything else to add?
The only thing that I would say is that, while this is at Fort Monroe, our vision is much larger. We see this as a Hampton event.
Definitely.
And we've been to other communities, as I said before, and saw how the communities have embraced, a small historic section of their city. And it actually becomes something that the entire city becomes part of in terms of volunteers and so forth. Maybe one day we'll even have satellite homes, on Chesapeake Avenue or in Howe Farms or others, and there'll be a shuttle that'll take you there. We see this as a really great opportunity for the city of Hampton to embrace this, and let's make this a City of Hampton event.
Definitely, definitely. And I think, with everything that's going on, it just adds to that list of wonderful Hampton holiday events going on that weekend and throughout that month. Well, thank you guys so much for telling us more about it. And thank you all for watching. We hope to see you at the Fort Monroe Mistletoe Homes Tour.